Many of the things that we do to our artwork in Illustrator is merely an attribute. It's almost like some kind of trick or an illusion. So let's say that you decided to walk around your house with a sheet over your head to pretend to be a ghost. Well, you just have a sheet on your head. And the people looking at you also know that you have a sheet on your head. Well, the same is true here. We have a panel that lets us know what's happening to our artwork. So if I go to the window menu, you see that we have something called appearance. And it also lives inside of this guy right here. I'll tear this off. And what I'm going to show you here is that it keeps track of what's going on with the artwork we create. We also have the ability to hide and show appearances as well. So let's go ahead and grab a regular old rectangle and draw it onto our document. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the color to green. And you'll notice in our appearances, our attribute now says the fill is green. The stroke is black and it's 1 point. So I'm going to change the color of the stroke to orange, and it changes, and it also keeps track of the thickness. I can click here to turn that off. And I can also go here as well to change it. So I can work with my artwork right on inside of this panel as well. I can also apply effects. For example, I can go to Distort, Roughen, and it's going to apply that to my artwork as well. So I'm going to go ahead and deselect this, and as you can see, when I click on Stroke and open it up, it says Roughen. And I can click to hide that. It also tells me that it's an effect, so I can double click to edit it. Now I'm back in my Roughen panel. I also have the ability to keep track of transparency or opacity, and as you can see right here, it says the opacity is default. So I can click here, and I can drop the opacity down, and it tells me the percentage. Likewise, I can have my art selected and grab my opacity panel, and it says the same thing, 58%. I'll go ahead and put that back to 100, and my artwork changes. So as long as you keep that in mind when you're working on your artwork, you'll have a lot of comfort because you know you can turn things off. You don't have to undo in Illustrator really, because you can go to your appearance and turn things off like your stroke, turn off your special effects. You can go ahead and change your opacity by clicking on it. You can change your fill color, clicking on this little swatch here. So you can just really keep this open if you want to, instead of having to go to all of these little options here. So the appearances are simply attributes that live on top of your artwork inside of Illustrator.